Welcome, everyone, to Day 5 of the Angels and Energy Telesummit Tour, a passport to healing your body, financial flow, and relationships. And the summit is dedicated lovingly to Archangel Raphael, the Master Healer, and God's physician to help us all heal. Again, I'm Lori Raymond, founder of Women as Visionaries, and also the creative strategist with Virtual Visionary Events, along with my co-creator and friend, Cecily MacArthur, a Dream Life Coach and Certified Life Mastery Consultant. We're just so happy that you're here with us on this wonderful Friday afternoon from all around the world. A couple of housekeeping notes. Many of you have heard this before, but for those here on the line for the first time, know that we will work to keep the interview to an hour, knowing that the angels are always in charge. There will be time for questions at the end. And most importantly, the interview replay will be immediately available for 24 hours on the daily webcast link. So if you need that link, check your email from us and you will see that there. And of course, at any time, if this information so moves you and you want to have it forever or maybe gift somebody, Christmas is coming, we encourage you to purchase the VIA, Very Important Angel Upgrade Package, that will have all of these 11 amazing interview hours from our expert tour guides along with bonuses. So, with that said, just a reminder that Cecily and I are passionate about bringing people like you together from across the globe, and specifically, we are passionate about helping you connect with angelic guidance and Archangel Raphael in the next 8 days. We started out with honoring Archangel Michael. That was awesome. And this time we added the component of energy medicine to that angelic guidance. So we are committed that today, and if you've been listening, that you walk away not with commercials, but really a content-rich call that you will have immediate specific tools, strategies, and mindsets that are going to move you towards your healing. Cecily and I are committed to that. And so, with that, I want to introduce to you Andrea Beaudoin. Welcome, Andrea, from Maine.
Thank you so much, Lori and Cecily, for having me. Really happy to be here.
We are delighted and honored in that you've been working with the angels and spiritual guides for over 12 years, and you work with spiritual women entrepreneurs, and you really, I get the sense that you help them break through their fears and doubts and just anything that is stopping them from their highest good. I love your title, Spiritual Success Strategist. I mean, I got to talk to you more about where that name came from. But I love that, and it just says so much about you, and that you bring to this process so many modalities as a polarity practitioner, a Reiki master, a certified lighterian. I mean, the list goes on. And so I just know you are bringing so much to this conversation, this divine conversation this afternoon, as you help us align yourself for business. And so at this point, I would like to turn it over to Cecily, who is going to facilitate our interview with you.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. This is Cecily, and I'm excited to be here with you, Andrea. This is a really terrific, I think of you as being in my neighborhood close to Massachusetts. So Maine is not that far away, so we're neighbors. It's great. And it is a pleasure to have you on our show today. And what I'd like to start with is when we've asked all of our presenters to talk a little bit more about the background. How did you get started in this, and where did this come from in your life to get you to do the kind of work you're doing now?
Okay. I have worked in social work for over 20 years in my life, and I always wanted to be in the helping or service profession. And I ended up working with clients with serious and persistent mental illness at the end, the last 5 years or so of my, of most of my social work career. And I saw clients who often had many trauma histories and had mental illness, sometimes PTSD or bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety disorders. And they would come and and meet with their psychiatrist one or more times a month, and they would meet with their therapist and their case manager, which I was a case manager. And many of them had done this for 8 or 10 or 15 years, and things weren't really changing. And it just became very frustrating to me that I could work with them on problem solving and situations and coping skills, but that they really weren't moving forward and changing. And I wanted to find a better way, and I just wanted to discover something that helps people really create more change in their life. That's really my biggest passion, is change and transformation. And so I really didn't know about healing modalities. I didn't really know about connecting with spirit. And I just started looking into a massage therapy school. But the one that happened to be close to me that I ended up going to, when I went for the interview, they had something called polarity therapy. And when I saw the description of the services and the kinds of work that you could learn to do, I just felt inside such excitement knowing that that I could learn to do these really cool kinds of things that could help you transcend, experiences or emotional difficulties or energies that were blocking you. And that's how I got started on my energy healing.
Excellent. So it really came from that wanting to help people to create more change in their lives. I like that as a goal, and certainly that is what you're doing now. Can you talk more about? Lori talked a little bit about some of the work that you've been doing. Can you explain a little bit more about your focus now with clients and what you've been doing?
Yes, I work. I listened to your call yesterday with Sage, and my work is varied a lot like hers is. And it's really directed by the spiritual guides and archangels and other angels that I work with. So all of my sessions are very different, and it's just guided by what needs to be done and what comes through during sessions. But I work individually in energy healing and coaching and helping mainly women move forward to really create, something that they're passionate about and excited about, whether that be work, a career that they like, or just find happiness and be able to attain their desires in life. Many of us seem to go through, and many people seem to go through the same day-to-day experiences without really having that passion and excitement. And I think for anyone to begin working with angels and guides and receiving healing energy, they can start to attain their own goals and find out what it is that would really excite and that they'd be passionate about. So I often give attunements and trainings and workshops, and then I work directly energy healing. And I am able to see energy systems and see blocks, very similar to how Sage was talking about yesterday. So so I can see what's showing up in relation to specific areas too. So I don't, I do channeling, and I do, I work with my guides, but, so it's psychic kind of information that comes through, but it's not really so much as in predicting the future as in really sharing, what's standing in the way and what do you need to do, or, sometimes it's thoughts or limiting thoughts or situations or events or past life kinds of things. It's so different, and that's why I find my work so fascinating, because each session is different and very exciting.
And you definitely have a huge list of healing modalities that are a toolkit that you can choose from, and when looking at your qualifications and the things that you've been certified in. So you do have a sense of being able to, like you said, each one was different depending on what their needs are. Can you say a little bit more about attunements? Because that word is used very often. Can you help explain that to people? What is an attunement, and how does that work?
Okay. Well, most people are familiar with Reiki attunements, so Usui Reiki, and an attunement is an ability to heal that is passed on. So you don't have to. It does help to learn about chakras and learn about energy and learn the modality as far as how to do it. but the ability is passed on, like from one Reiki master to students. So everyone can do it. It's not, trying to find out, do I have the qualifications to do this or not? If you're able to, if you receive the attunement, then you have that energy that's passed on to you, so everyone can do it. And now, so many different kinds of Reiki and other, I really focus a lot on the Lightarian clearings and the Lightarian ray attunements because they bring up such a clearing of your past and of your future path ahead of you to really clear out past life issues or early childhood issues or relationship issues, really clear things out. So these attunements are kind of a little bit different than most people are used to hearing about, but it's a healing that's being passed on. And the attunement part of it is that if you receive it at the teacher level, you're able to pass those attunements on to someone else as well. And it's also perfectly fine just to receive it at the client level, and you receive a deep level of healing that continues, far past the day that you receive the attunement. It just starts a process at work of clearing things out at the rate that you're able to have those things come up to be cleared. And sometimes if they are coming up, things are coming up a little bit too much, which sometimes often can happen when you receive attunements, is that you might have a little bit of healing crisis, or you notice some reaction in yourself to the attunement. You can ask your guides and angels to slow down the process a little bit and ask to not receive quite so much of the effect of it so fast. But I have seen such dramatic changes with those that have received these clearings and these attunements that I just recommend them for those who really want their path cleared and who want to move forward into whatever exciting adventure they might desire.
So I think the clearing is really key here, and thank you for explaining the attunement piece and using the angels and spirit guides to just identify, if I understand what you're saying, identify on a deep level what needs to be cleared out, and then to help that to leave the body is essentially there when it's cleared, it's gone. Essentially, is that what you're saying?
Yes, and that's the. I think many of the people that you've had come on to speak and those that you'll probably keep having on to speak will talk about that, is that's the difference with, the law of attraction. If you, affirmations are great. I love affirmations. I recommend them. But if you're just saying what it is you want to have happen and, you're saying an affirmation, yet you still have a vibration within you of fear or lack or insecurity, or many other kinds of things, depression or stress, or not trusting. A lot that one issue that comes up a lot is not trusting the universe to provide for you, and having had something happen in your or even passing on, from one generation to another, just that feeling of lack and not being able to really trust that we can receive abundance. So, that vibration goes out at the same time as the affirmation that you're saying, and the affirmation doesn't hurt any, but it really helps to clear what is in your system so that you can be congruent with what and it really puts a kickstart or jump start into what you can start attracting and receiving into your life.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for helping explain that, because we talk a lot about it, and it is important, particularly to be able to manifest whatever you're looking for, but in particular abundance, because we've been talking about that. And can you be more specific, because you said you work primarily with women, but what are there some, you talked about trust and not feeling enough, but what are some of the key issues that you work with women on?
One of the main ones is fear. So that comes from your base chakra, and our base chakra is where we get our stability. And we've got this conical structure of our chakra, which aims down towards the earth, and it's what we where we get our foundation and our stability from. So if we have base chakra issues, we don't feel secure and stable. And actually, kind of a polarity term, our base chakra is the earth element. So sometimes people can actually get too grounded and not really want to move. So we want to feel stable and secure and safe, so that we know we can make decisions and not be afraid of what's going to happen. Yet at the same time, we want to be able to move forward and know that we can take that stability with us. And we can move into a different situation, or we can change our career, or make a decision about a relationship and know that we're still going to be safe. So that's one of the more common ones I see with all people, with men and women, is the base chakra. And also working with a lot of women, I see second chakra issues, our sacral chakra. So with that, I always ask, when tuning into guidance and seeing a second chakra issue, it could be insecurity, like not really believing in our own value. It could be not having discovered our gifts and our uniqueness and how wonderful and amazing we are. It could be, and if that's the case, and often we haven't really tuned into our creativity and just really inspiration and having things come forth through us that are wonderful and amazing. And it also could be a trust issue, as I mentioned already, with the kind of either trusting people or trusting the universe to provide and give abundance. And then the other chakra that I work with a lot is our third eye chakra, our sixth chakra, and that could be either really not having tuned into spirit to receive psychic information, but also information from our higher self, or our highest inner female. That's where we often get our inspiration and our ideas and our excitement about what we might want to do, and we get that from spirit or from our higher self.
And back to Cecily, who's going to take some questions in the time that we have remaining. So Cecily.
All right. This is the part people have been waiting for, and we have one hand up already. So if you know the routine, if you're on the phone, *2 on your phone, and that will raise your hand, and I will unmute you and identify you by the last 4 digits of your phone number. If you're on the webcast, there is a place there to write some questions, so please put your questions in there. And please put where you're from, so we can identify you and also recognize people coming from other parts of the world. It's always very cool to see that. So let's see what we have for questions. All right. So our first person here today, the last 4 digits are 6941. Hello. What's your name and what's your question for Andrea?
Hi, my name is Robin. Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Robin.
I was in the corporate world for 26 years and got laid off. And so I opened up my own massage therapy business, which kind of put me in major debt because it was a storefront, and I had to let it go. And ever since then, I have had death in my family, death of a friend, and now I'm on disability. I want to know, how do I get my joy back?
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're asking, and I'm, certainly, would recommend asking angels for assistance and bringing back that strength of spirit and bringing in the healing from angels that can really just help you feel nurtured and feel good again. I'm really sensing that the chakra issues that are showing up are your heart chakra. It looks like you feel your value and you feel some stability in your life. That's not showing up too much right now, but Your heart chakra, you've got grief and loss issues that you need some help and some healing with, that you can really ask the angels to heal you, or you can do some journaling and some work on your own, some rituals, or you can choose to work with someone. And you've also got issues with your throat and your third eye chakra. And I would say that that's coming in as even more prevalent than the grief and loss. So it's creating some depression, some mood issues, and you really need healing. Let's just see if I do work with a lot of different modalities, and I love working with color too. It looks like some red, just a vibrant, like scarlet kind of color would like to come into your third eye chakra to really provide some stimulation there and bring some of the vitality back and counteract some of the stresses that you've received. Your energy is low in your third eye chakra and your pituitary gland that's connected with it. So even right now, as I'm talking, I'm bringing in a little bit of that scarlet color that would, create some stimulating activity. But I would ask to connect with your angels daily and ask for direction and guidance about what kind of healing or class that you'd like to receive in helping that to heal, because I really feel like you'd benefit from receiving some healing that way. And so how is it? I'm also just curious how it's showing up in your throat chakra too. It looks like really needing to share about that the sadness and the grief and the loss wants to be expressed. So if you can find ways to express that, either in journaling or in working with someone one-on-one or in a group, I think that would really benefit you as well.
It's interesting that you brought that up, because I recently joined a grief support group, and it finally took me 2 years to get there. And then it's also interesting that you brought up my heart chakra, because I spent the weekend in the hospital because of chest pain.
Yeah.
So you really hit it on the head, so to speak.
I wish you much healing energy and guidance and support. And I really feel like you can receive the healing for that, and then you can get back to the place where you want to create again. But it's just going to need some healing first. Have that healing happen. Work with the angels and with guides, and work with someone if you feel called to, or have the ability to do that, or ask Spirit for the ability to do that so that you can. I think the support group is great, really starting to share your feelings. So make sure you really make connections there and find others that you feel comfortable sharing with, because I think that will really help you a lot.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin.
All right, Robin, thank you. Yeah, I could feel that in my chest, too. All right, Melanie, I've got your name on here. It's 6952. What's your question for Andrea?
Aloha, thank you. Same thing, I'm curious about the chakras. I'm pretty sure the lower ones are out of whack. And I also have an inner child that is very upset about the less than fun things that are going on in our life. And I've used a lot of techniques in the comforting and the loving and teamwork, and I'll be there, but they didn't seem to be pacifying her very well.
So, aloha, are you calling from Hawaii, or where are you from?
No, I'm actually in the Rocky Mountains. I just love the word aloha along with namaste. They have so many beautiful meanings, both of them. So
nice.
It is.
Well, I love that you're using beautiful words that you love when you talk. So I think that's really important. And what do you do for work?
I'm I'm re-educating right now, and then I do some volunteer with elderly people currently, a lot of caregiving for the elderly.
Mhm. So I sense what you were talking about with the when you talk about your lower chakras, the one that's mainly showing up for me is the base chakra. And I also feel like that's where the inner child is that needs to be healed, is in relation to fear issues. So survival issues relating to base chakra most of the time are like like when you're an infant, kind of, really focused on survival. But it's showing up a little bit later than that, like probably about a 3-year-old. But it's showing up with the fear, with the base chakra issue, not so much as the second chakra issue. So I do feel like, you've got fear showing up a lot, and in particular with an inner 3-year-old. And then you've also got some 5th and 6th chakra issues showing up too. But I think the fear is showing up the most. That would be the primary thing that I would focus on. And then, as you say, you're not really having fun. It sounds like you've got kind of a lot of stress going on that's really making it so that you're not having fun because of that. And that's affecting your third eye chakra and your brain. Let's see. Seems like it's just coming in as like stress, not affecting, mood so much as in depression right now, but really just feeling it as stress. And I also want to see what it is that you want to give voice to, since your throat chakra is involved too. It looks like really wanting to connect more with spirit. So that stress that you're feeling could be resolved by connecting to spirit and angels and guidance, and then give voice to that connection. I really feel like that wants to come through you, some kind of. So now that I've done my part, how are you re-educating yourself?
Well, I had an accident, disabling accident, and that's why we don't have as much time as we used to, but I'm re-educating. I was a healer and a counselor. I'm re-educating in the field of coaching, so it's something I can do from home and by phone, and that way, my need to change position a lot is not an issue. And I also would, I do readings and things like that, but I live in an area where no one's really interested in that, so I have to get out there more virtually, and that's what I hope to do, to be able to use the natural talents I have. They just kind of sit in there hanging around right now.
Well, that makes perfect sense because, the coaching and the readings are all your connection with spirit wanting to be expressed. That's really coming through strongly. And, to connect to spirit more and not feel so much of a stress. But primarily I would work through the fear and the inner child issues. If I were to, there's so much other kinds of work, but color is like kind of a quick and easy thing. I would bring in some blue for that color to just create more of a sense of peace and relaxation and stillness, and however you can create that in your life so that you're not feeling like kind of, so much going on and chaos and stress, so you can just bring in stillness and bring yourself to a place of peace. And if you have issues that need to be resolved with that inner 3-year-old, you could certainly receive some energy work or coaching regarding all of those issues, but you could also do some journaling about that. And really, you've done some healing work, so you could bring in healing for yourself as a 3-year-old with the ability to feel safe and to know that things are going to be okay as you're going through this. So, to really do that, bringing that energy in from spirit and from angels to feel that sense of safety again. And then it really feels like you are on the right track with what you want to bring forward with your gifts. And it's just a matter of doing that. So get whatever help you need to do that, because I can sense that energy really wants to be expressed.
Thank you so much. That was just beautiful.
Thank you.
It was a great call. Thank you, honey. Namaste.
Namaste.
Great. All right. Thanks, Melanie. All right. And given the time, I wanted to just go on the webcast for briefly, and we actually have two questions here, Andrea. One is from Maria in South America, and then one from Brenda in Phoenix, and they're very similar in that they both feel that they've been called to do something that they love, but they both have a belief that finances or economics is in the way, that there's no solution, they're blocked because of money. Can you have some words of wisdom to both of them in terms of shifting that energy?
Sure. As I was talking during this great interview, it's helpful in creating a shift to have the way that you're shifting be something that you can hold the belief on, that doesn't create a lot of fear as you're trying to think of what it is that you want. So most of us have received our basic needs most of the time in our lives. It doesn't mean that certainly to some of us that haven't, and we might need to do some healing work on ourselves if we've ever been in a place where we haven't even gotten our basic needs met. But if you're at a place where you've received your basic needs, then if you can go into the place of acknowledging what your basic needs are and know that they've been met, and write them out and write out what your monthly bills are, and see what happens. Now, when you start creating this shift, a lot of times things will come up that are showing you where you're not allowing in abundance. So you might notice things coming up with relationships. Maybe spending too much time focusing on a relationship takes your energy away, or and you feel depleted, or maybe fear about not having enough money, really makes it so that you're not attracting it in very well, and that's a common one. So you might notice whatever area it is that's causing you to not allow in abundance, you might notice that heightening a little bit as you work with this. So it can be helpful to have someone to work with, but you can definitely do it on your own too. Reading some of the Science of Getting Rich, which I think is even available as a free PDF online, can help get you into that place of knowing that you're going to have your basic needs met. And when you have kind of retaught your brain and retrained things and been able to let go of some of those beliefs, even if you still have a little bit of fear there, when you're able to see that your basic needs are met, then you can start adding in some of your wants and know that those just go into the same category as your needs. Once you see that you can get them, you're able to let go of the fear and believe and know, for each of you and for everyone on this call, that the universe wants you to have abundance in all of those things that you want, even more than you do. It's just a matter of you allowing it in. And don't receive that as any kind of blame, but just when we know and when we can acknowledge that we're the creator of our experience completely, we are completely responsible for it, it's actually very empowering, because then we realize that we have the ability to change it. So whatever place you're in, you can know, okay, this is where I'm here, somewhere I'm not allowing it in. I can get into a place of knowing that my needs are met, and that can help me move beyond it, and I can also have the ability to change and start allowing in and receiving abundance. But it takes working with your energy system, working with your beliefs, and creating that shift. And it can be helpful to have someone work with you, but you can do it on your own. As you start to create the shift yourself, I would recommend, as soon as you start feeling more abundance coming in, that you work with someone to create a bigger shift. So kind of put that money back in investing in yourself, and ask your angels for guidance and to help create that shift and that belief that your needs are met, and then it's going to keep going into your wants are met as well. So I believe in both of you.
Great. Andrea, thank you. And I think your answer is going to help a lot of people today. So I'm sure, a very common issue. That was a great answer. All right, we'll just give you a moment then to close out. You have a message for us, or coming through spirit? What would you like to say to wrap up our call today?
Let's just do a brief meditation and affirmation. I just want to give thanks for everyone on this call today and listening to these replays and seeking out spiritual guidance and information and abundance and connection to the archangels and spiritual guides and all of the angels in their lives. I ask that they all connect easily with their gifts, their uniqueness, belief in themselves, and abundance in every way in their life. I ask that they be guided and directed for whatever is resonant for them and the truth for them that would really be helpful for their highest good. And as we ask this, so it is.
Amen. Well, Andrea, on behalf of Cecily and myself, we want to say a heartful and heartfelt thanks to you for an amazing hour, once again, sharing your passion and your wisdom with us. It's just been another great sharing here on day 5, so thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. I think you've had such great speakers, and I think you have an amazing lineup, and I'm just really grateful to be a part of it. Thank you.
Well, our pleasure. And, of course, we want to thank Archangel Raphael and his entire angelic team who probably were with us every step of the way to make sure technology worked and everybody showed up on the line that was meant to be, or on their computers. And all of this is about providing you with divine inspiration to clear those obstacles and to bring you joy. So we invite you to have a great weekend. Take a look at buying that VIA Very Important Angel Upgrade Package, and join us Monday for day 6 of 11 when Hans Christian King, a modern-day mystic, is our featured expert tour guide. Hans brings to us 50 years that he has been sharing his extraordinary talent. He is an internationally acclaimed medium and spiritual teacher, and he acts as a medium to present messages between you and your own angels. I know that Monday will be as fascinating and as exciting as today, so be sure to join us on Monday, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 1 o'clock Pacific. And with that, we say goodbye to everyone, and angel blessings to all of our human angels for listening in, and thanks for joining us.
Blessings, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.